You asked for it, the M1014 versus the Spas-12. Let's get into it. The first challenge, or the first, basically challenge, is number 1, which has the most amount of damage. For the M1014, the damage accordingly is 21 damage per pellet, but of course there are 10 pellets in total every single shot. So let's whip out the old calculator. 21 times 10 equals 210 damage, which is actually quite impressive, not gonna lie. And for the Spas, the number of amount pellets that this gun has is 6, and each pellet does accordingly 30 damage, which is also surprising. And you may be thinking, the Spas actually does quite a lot of damage. Well, 30 times 6 equals accordingly, hold on, let me just take this out real quick, that goes 180 damage. That is a big difference right there. Well, not really big difference, but it's a pretty decently big difference right there. Somehow this weapon, M1014, gets a 1-up against the Spas. Number 2 is the headshot damage. The M1014 does accordingly 32 damage, of course, per pellet, and with 32 times 10 equal, of course, 10 pellets, it equals 320 damage with all 10 pellets, which is very big actually. And for the Spas-12, it is 42, of course, 42 damage per headshot times all of the other 6 pellets, equaling 252. Wow, that is a pretty big difference there. I'm not gonna lie, that is a pretty big difference. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, somehow this gun still manages to get another 1-up against the Spas in that direction. Number 3 is the rate of fire, which gun has a little bit more of a rate of fire than the other ones. For the Spas, it has accordingly of a 0.44 rate of fire, and the M1014, whatever you want to call it, has a rate of fire of 0.57. A Spas gets a point for that just being a tiny bit faster than the M1014. Now the mag. The mag is pretty strange to actually say this, but the M1014 has 6 bullets in each mag, but 36 on the side, while the Spas-12 has 8 bullets on each clip and 32 bullets on the side. So it's kind of like a 2-bullet difference, basically. And unfortunately, obviously, Spas does have a little bit more of ammunition in each clip. So yeah, we're gonna have to give it to the Spas, obviously, since it has a little bit of ammunition in each clip, which is really important for taking down a lot of infected all at the same time without taking too much time of reloading. The next challenge is the accuracy, which obviously they don't state this, but they are both basically the same exact thing. They have the both shotgun pellets, but I do say that the Spas has a little bit lesser amount of pellets, while the M1014 has a little bit more, which kind of does mean that more of these shotgun pellets are likely more more, I guess, fortunately able to actually hit the infected more likely than the Spas. So I do have to say that the M1014 does get another point because of that. Now the abilities. Do any of these weapons have a special ability, such as, like, for an example, the baseball bat, where it can basically insta-kill only a a chiller? No, none of these weapons have a special ability, so no one gets a point there. Now it is the price. Which one is basically more expensive or cheaper? Obviously, the M1014 is a limited and completely free weapon that you can basically unlock during the 2022 Christmas event, and this was by far one of the most easiest challenges. I forgot which gift it came from. I'll probably look that up just in a little bit of time. But obviously, the Spas is 3,500 diamonds, or you can spend the next 3 years grinding for it as a contract, which, to be honest, you would most likely go for the M1014 because it is obviously free for an easy challenge. So the M1014 gets an easy win against that, since it is a free item, and of course it is limited and it does not cost anything whatsoever. The next challenge is the popularity. Which one of these is basically more used than of the other one? And I think it's more obvious to say that the M1014 has gotten a huge spike rise in its popularity and usage by other survivors than the Spas. To be honest, I haven't really seen many people use the Spas before or even after the M1014's release. Barely anybody uses this gun, which is really weird because this gun's really powerful, but for some reason nobody really uses the Spas-12 anymore. M1014 is way too popular. I see way too many people using it, but that's good, huh? And it is a limited edition item, so why not? Let's let them be, you know? So of course the M1014 gets another point on that because a lot of people use it. Now, the next challenge. Which one basically has more of an enjoyment thing for the player who is using it? Which one of these weapons gives the most, I guess, fun on the fun scale for the player using it? And I obviously do have to say that these are both very strong shotguns, but I do kind of have to say how the M1014 has a little bit of a weird shotgun angle where it's like lower on on the camera, and it kind of looks like it packs a lot more damage, and every time you shoot it and reload it, it just feels like you're loading extremely deadly shotgun bullets into it. And plus you do reload pretty decently fast. Well, Smash takes a hell of a long time to reload, and it just takes so long when you're basically shooting infected, dealing a decent amount of damage or a very large amount of damage, and all of a sudden you have to reload, which takes 3 years, and then you're just wondering, yeah, why didn't I take the Tommy gun? Why didn't I take the Gauss gun? Why didn't I take those guns? It just kind of, it just kind of lowers the fun scale for the Spas because of the reload thing, and also kind of like, just like the angle of the, shotgun. But I do have to say the M1014 does look nice, and packs a ton of damage, reloads fast, and overall just gives a general amount of fun for the survivor who is constantly using it. Now finally for the final challenge. Which one would I suggest basically to use if you basically want to win or just kill a shitload of zombies, or infected as you could say? And I obviously do have to say, well, back before I even like checked any of these stats, I obviously thought that the Spas was way better, but now that I saw the stats and I even went into a few games using the M1014, I just saw how fun and strong this powerful shotgun is. It is very, very, very strong, not gonna lie. And yes, the Spas is very strong as well. It just doesn't have the same amount of fun and just entertaining qualities than the M1014. So I do have to say that if you had these two weapons and you're just thinking of, which one should I use with more both damage, fun, and how overall it would just affect me to basically win the games, I'd say M1014. It is a lot better by its stats, and overall it just packs a lot of fun with every single shot and reloading animation. Now that concludes our challenge. M1014 wins with a total of 7 fucking points, while the Spas wins with only 2. Now, my overall opinion, or basically the reasoning why, or basically I suggested the M1014 instead of the Spas, and that's obviously mainly because the Spas yes, the Spas is a very strong shotgun, and even before the M1014 even came out, not many people were using it, and I was really confused on why not many people were using it. But I see now why after the M1014's release, is mainly because this one is basically the more, I guess, stronger version of this gun. It has a little tiny bit more ammo on the side for it, not as much as every single clip or mag as you could say, but it does have a lot more of like an angle where you feel like you're doing a shitload of damage. And not gonna lie, the Spas kind of looks like it's covering like a lot of the screen, so you can't really see too much of it, and like you get this weird angle of like shooting. But still, the M1014 does a ton more damage than the Spas, a little bit more ammo, reloads faster thankfully, and I just feel like this gun just has a lot more of things that it can actually do than the Spas cannot. So realistically, since these guns are quite like a little bit similar, the M1014 does prove to be a little bit more stronger than the Spas. And that is it. So which gun would I highly suggest if you had these two guns like me? I would suggest the M1014. It is a little bit more stronger, packs a lot more damage, and is a lot more fun to actually use. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful 42 years, and I'll see you guys all in the next game, and have a great game.